Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad to have you back for another episode of Walk-Ins Welcome, brought to you by Patient Care Marketing Pros. I don't say that near enough. We love helping you grow your clinics. Today, we're going to be doing a recap.
No interview today.
No interview. We expected one. It got rescheduled, but that's okay. That gives us actually an opportunity to talk about our Clinic Growth Mastermind that we just came off of. And I will tell you, for those who were planning on coming and didn't get a chance to make it, you should have been there.
Yeah.
It was good.
And we understand some that couldn't come just because of, a crashed airplane.
I'm talking about the ones who wanted to come and never even.
Yeah, never even considered. But someone that couldn't come, there was logistics that nobody could have predicted.
Right.
But no, so for the ones that were thought about, like, I'm not going to do it. I will say it was the first ever event for us to put on. Now, we have been attending a mastermind now for
years.
6 years.
21, right?
Yeah. So 5, actually, no, I think it is 6 years because we became a 7FA in 2021. So
right.
Anyway, so we've been attending a mastermind like this is model after for years. And I was telling Nick, I was like, I'd forgotten like that first time we went, everything felt foreign and just overwhelming. And this is how this works. And this is kind of wild, all the things. So here we are introducing this to urgent cares, and the same reaction was happening. There were a lot of, wow, didn't know that was going to come up in conversation.
That was good though. It's amazing to me. I guess if I were to identify the biggest takeaway of the event, because there's so much that happened that was fun. The biggest takeaway be that everybody shares a similar problem.
Doesn't matter your size,
and it's you not answering your phone. But that's another story.
but
that's
even
the most common problem that came up.
But that and just some operational efficiencies that were
sure
they want, but it's just not happening. And there was the questionable like employees, and we're like, hey, we're not here to fire people, but let's have a conversation.
I'm fairly certain somebody got fired by the end of that.
Yes, so if you need a group of people to tell you, this person probably should go.
It's one thing. It's one thing for me or Michael to tell you to fire somebody because they're toxic.
Yes.
Well, okay, y'all don't run a clinic. All right, that's fine.
That's
fair.
Cool.
True story. But when there's 12 other clinics that are in the room looking at you going, you need to fire that person.
Yeah. All
of a sudden it becomes super real. You know what I mean?
Yes. So it's a real thing. Was there a breakthrough? There was definitely a breakthrough.
some breakdowns maybe.
Yeah. But so kind of explain the mastermind from a pure, like, how did it go down? One, thank you to Hannah. Hannah is the mastermind behind the mastermind, right? So she's
the mega mind.
The mega mind behind the mastermind, which is funny. But she did all the logistics. She got everything organized. I mean, she had everything, and it went really well. I was actually a mess up, which we'll talk about.
I was wondering if you were even going to bring that up.
No,
I wasn't going to say anything.
No, I'm the mess up, which is just kind of fantastic. But anyway, so it went really well. We had some people that couldn't show. Welcome to event life. That's just the way things go at events. But the conversations were real. They were good. And it was just an experience that we were hoping would happen, and it did. So to kind of give you guys what happened. So everybody showed up on a Monday evening to do we have a little reception party going on. And then Tuesday morning by 9 a.m. we had started, and Nick had started off with the conversation, kind of set the table, what this day is all about. And it was a lot of understanding, this is not me teaching. This is not you. We're not here to teach you. We're here to engage with you and discuss and solve problems with you, because we believe that this industry thinks everybody's a competitor, because we hear that.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are listening, I don't think they're competitors. You're unique, because most people in this industry, even if the urgent care is a competitor, but they don't even have a location near you for 50 miles, they're not your competitor. Heck, one that's 5 miles away is kind of a competitor. But the reality is, as we learned, everybody's got the same problems. Everybody's trying to find solutions. And as we've heard and we've experienced ourselves, it's good just to hear oh, I'm not on this boat alone. So that was cool. So you did your part.
My spiel.
Your spiel.
That's where you were. I could hear it coming off of your tongue.
You were on time. I almost caught you. And I was,
My Alani knew almost became your Alani knew.
you were on time, which made Nick laugh. Right on time. Everybody, even people even applauded you. It was great. And then I came up. And I was not on time. So I had to, and I remember telling Hannah, I was like, Hannah, there's only like 10 slides. I don't know if I can make this last an hour and a half. We'll find out.
2 hours later.
Literally, yeah, so almost. And so it was one of those, there's a lot. The questions that we had in the slides triggered a lot of conversations. And I was there to control conversations, but we had some talkative people. And the conversations were good, so I wasn't going to like say, "Hey, shush, I got to go to the next question." Like, no, this is good stuff. And so I wouldn't look at Hannah as I should have been looking at her. And so she moved her way to the back of the room beside you, which was funny. And she stared at me, and she's like, I wish you guys could see this on video, but she's like sitting there hitting her hand on her wrist, like, come on, like you're burning time.
She's holding up my iPad with the numbers, shaking it.
And she's taking the timer that I had and keeps resetting it. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then the nail of the coffin there was she deleted like my slide.
Well, the slide is like a real working slideshow.
Yeah, it was a Canva deck, so it was live.
You can just watch the slides disappear.
So I'm like clicking through. I look up, like, well, that's after the break. Where's the break? And I look back. She just stares at me. It's like, okay. And then I just keep going.
Well, so we have to give some context to that because, yes, you do enjoy having the conversation.
Apparently, but real quick, though, I view myself as an introvert. And then Hannah's like, no, you just like to talk. You want us to feel bad like you don't like to talk. I said, I guess so.
No, I think the microphone brings down the barriers for you.
It does. It does. So, but
it gives you that opportunity. But I will say this, in your defense, we put enough slides in there in case our attendees didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
Because I have to understand, they don't know what they're coming to. Y'all don't know what you're coming to. You don't know what to expect. We do the best. We've been to we've been to 15 or 20 of these now, right?
Minimum, yeah.
Not clinic, but just masterminds.
Like, so we understand the rules and the engagement and
the value
and the preparation. Like, we understand all of that. Because I was reminding Nick of like our first time at a mastermind. They asked for these numbers. We're like, we don't have an easy way to get into these numbers. And now it's just like, oh yeah, here it is. You know, like, we don't even have to look for it.
Right. But we prepare for our clinics and our doctors, our owners to not really engage. We prepare for the non-engagement. It helps when we get some engagement. And over time, that engagement cranks up the more comfortable people get with each other. So where's the defense? Okay. Well, I started the day with people still fairly uncertain of what to do and how to talk.
Or what's this going to be about.
Yeah. There was no real clear, I don't know how this works because I've never been to one.
And I'm sitting underneath the brewery right now.
And all of a sudden, one conversation or one comment or one concern sparks an outbreak of chatter. And I was able to control it to a degree because there was still a level of discomfort. Well, by the time you had come up, that was after lunch. We had already.
That was after break.
After break, we had hors d'oeuvres and drinks the night before. Yep. I had already set the table. People had already started to let the walls come down and have their comfort levels, it come out, right? We come back from break and people wanted to talk. Yeah. They enjoyed it so much that they had the opportunity to say things that they had things to say all of a sudden.
Yeah, and my discussion questions were like
very thought provoking.
Well, it was very like crap,
right?
Type conversation, and so yes, but just to sum that up, I didn't say over. I was forced to skip a bunch of content, which they didn't care. They didn't notice. It didn't matter. But I was just like, click. Oh, that's all gone. Now I'm going to keep going. I'm very flexible. But we landed on lunch on time. It's all good. So the first half of the day was us kind of opening them up, getting some conversation going, hitting some like pain points, getting the pain points out. Because we know, like we've talked to enough of you guys, like we understand your pain points pretty well, and there were some nuances that we heard the first time, which was pretty interesting. And then had lunch. It was a good time. And then came back, and we did the actual hot seat, so the mastermind. So It was to us is the most important part because it allows every attendee to speak.
So we did the one thing focuser.
Yep.
So coming back from lunch, we spent what, 20 minutes, 15 maybe?
15, 20 minutes, yeah.
Just saying, okay, we spent the whole morning identifying struggles. Mm-hmm. You're not going to leave this mastermind able to solve 30 problems.
No, never.
But you can solve one. So we did a one thing focuser, and what this allowed people to do is on a sheet of paper that we had stolen from our mastermind.
They don't care.
They don't care. They gave it to me. Mm-hmm. We have that. What is the one thing that you're trying to solve? Mm-hmm. What are 3 things that you're considering? And the notes for you to deliver that conversation on your hot seat time, mm-hmm. and write down the notes and solutions that your peers are giving you, not me, not Michael, not my team, your peers. Problems they've already solved or have solutions for, or struggles that they share with you. And I'm telling you what, man, that mastermind roundtable was fantastic.
The square table that was round.
Yeah, that's right. That's
the rectangular round table.
PS2 round.
No, but it was because you could tell no one there had ever done that before.
Yeah.
Because they felt like they were stumbling a little bit, and we had to coach them up for a minute and just say, because we even had it where, if you're here with somebody, don't sit by them, because we want to hear their own unique problems. Yeah. We don't want to hear a confirmed problem.
You and I are terrible about this too, because I'll look at you like, hey man, what are we trying to solve?
Yeah, and we don't want that. We want to avoid that, because there's a lot more value that comes out when there's a problem that's more important to me than to you, and vice versa, that I can get some feedback on. So you can see I kind of struggle with that. But and I'll just get to anybody that's listening, a one thing focuser, it is, what's my problem, my concern? What are solutions that I'm looking for? Or what are solutions I'm considering? And then the rest is note taking of what the people are saying. So, and then we set it up where the goals that we give you, depending on the size of the group, is like 7 to 8 minutes. And it's just, here's my problem, and here's what I'm considering, and then the conversation start. And then the goal is, by the end of that 7 or 8 minutes, they have a solution or a path to a solution that could solve their problem.
And it looked a lot like firing that one person.
One of the solutions was, there's somebody you have got to get rid of.
Right, toxic.
Yeah, another solution is, there is
you know how we did that too, because that particular clinic, and I'm not naming any names, this was just fun to watch, is the people that were there, but I'm being so generic, right?
Have to be.
I was like, here's what the group told them to do. The group told them to do this. I wish it was my idea.
Yeah.
They said, hey, everybody at the same time, write down the name of a person
that you're thinking
of. And then on the count of 3, show your answer. And they all had the exact same answer. And everybody goes, yeah, that person's got to go.
Yeah.
And that left no opinion. I mean, they all were on the same page. Just somebody had to pull the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's anyway. Real. And, and I think another one that was really interesting. So, we also had some clinics that were firing all cylinders, right?
Yeah.
But then they admitted, it's like, yeah, we have lost this much. Like, we have like a 10% collection rate on this particular service. And we've just kind of ignored it. We're like, well, if you're having any type of you want more profit, there's your easy answer right now. Mm-hmm. If you just fix that collection problem on that one particular service. So these are just obvious things, but why does that matter? Because when you're in your business, in your clinic on a daily basis, you know these problems, but you never focus on them. And even in now we didn't quite do this. We may at some point want to. We didn't say, everybody put your phone in a basket. We didn't quite do that, but it was pretty much distractionless. We had them for over 2 hours of just pure focusing on this thing. And it was amazing. I guess I really should do something with this.
Yeah.
And then we, getting that feedback and that confirmation, yeah, you really should. And here's what we would say, try to do. I was even learning, because we're trying to learn too, right? Trying to understand, what are some key points that we've never heard of. And one was real fascinating about the rural clinics, where you can become certified, and it's super duper easy. And all of a sudden your reimbursements go up.
Right. Because you're offering to
you're a USDA certified clinic, and that's, you can do that. And then I was like, oh yeah, we've been doing it for years. Oh, hey. And then all of a sudden So Hal, one of our seasons, he's like, I'm going to message one of my clinics. It's like, this would be a great opportunity.
Hey, if we can help. And this goes back to the competition thing. All right.
Yeah.
We have a clinic We have a agency out of Oregon that does what we do. Ira, I don't even care saying his name.
Yeah.
Like, Ira's a great guy. There was a time where I would have considered him my competition. I consider him a friend and a referral partner.
Yeah.
Right. We have another one that isn't in our mastermind, but I learned the skill and the lesson in the mastermind to be able to look at Ryan this way over at Cummings. Right. Yeah. And they do medical marketing as well. Yeah. And I'm like, here you go. This is out of scope for us. Let me get you over here. So instead of looking at all of these people that do what I do as my competitor, we're raising each other's flags. And they're doing the same for us to a degree, you know. But what I'm saying, though, is what if clinics that were down the road from each other 5 to 7 miles were having conversations with each other regularly that didn't look at each other for a way to stab them in the back, but for a way to elevate them?
Yeah. I even, one like real life example we were talking to one of our clinics about in the mastermind was like, he said, we have a dedicated x-ray tech. So we can do x-rays 365 days a year. One, that's awesome because not many urgent cares can say that. I said, two was you should talk to your neighboring urgent cares that don't offer x-ray and get a relationship. So when there is x-rays needed, they can just, hey, come down the street. We have a relationship with these guys and they'll do an x-ray for you. You win, they win. And then probably you'll pick up that patient again later.
Or their clinic.
Right?
Just imagine you build a friendship with somebody who may want to get out and they have a thriving location. And because of the trust you've built with them, all of a sudden they're like, I want out of the game. I don't want to just shut my doors. You guys have been good to us.
And I don't want to be bought up by somebody.
Do you want another location? You already know us. You already know our clients. I mean, just imagine the possibility. That is honestly, it's not pie in the sky because I watch it happen all the time in the agency world, where I watch one guy burning out in his agency, sell his agency to Samuel Klein. I know y'all don't know who that is, but Samuel Klein then buys his agency. He gets out and gets free of his agency, and this guy is buying up agencies and thriving. Yeah, right. They both win because they, instead of looking at each other as a competitor, they look at each other as a friend, a referral partner, an opportunity, however you want to look at it. Yeah. So anyway, that was the point of the mastermind in the first place. Is not everybody's a competitor.
No, and I think they were finding that because there was even after I don't know if you know this, even after the mastermind, because like the rural thing, there was a request from a CSM saying, can I connect this clinic owner with that clinic owner because they have questions about the rural? Right. And they said, absolutely. And then we joked it's like a mini mastermind. Right. Where, yes, they're not competitors because they're literally in different states, but they have the same challenge. Sure. And they should talk. And like for us, it sounds terrible, but we win because we are that connector among these clinics. But so the mastermind, we go to the hot seat stuff, and it was super interesting, super fascinating, as we talked about. Once that's over, we had a game. So we had a game where we had interesting questions presented, and it was taken as like a spin off a leadership game. But everybody rolled a dice, and we had color-coded questions, and we asked the questions to the whole group. It was like speed questions, right? So it was like every 2 minutes we're doing this over and over again. And it brought out some other conversations and so forth. It was real fun. And then the final bit, which to me, like, I know this is like your favorite part at 7FA, is the implementation.
Yes, the implementation roadmap is my favorite.
So the implementation, I'll let you explain it. But so we have all these ideas, all these things, and we have this one thing focuser. So what we're trying to do is just narrow down their attention span down to one thing that really matters. And then the implementation workshop is the framework to get it done. So talk about that.
Okay, so it starts with me asking the question, if I could wave a magic wand, all the problems that were in front of you today, if I could wave a magic wand and that one problem that you've identified that could be solved would make the biggest impact on your clinic, which one would it be?
Yep.
That's the one thing that you need to take away and go implement.
In 90 days.
In 90 days, right? So that was part one on the implementation roadmap, is to, of all of your problems, which one do you really want to solve? Which one do you really want to take away and put into practical application? Thing number two is set goals behind it, right? So putting a goal over the next 90 days and then end of 2026. So where do you want your patient count to be, or what you name the goal? It doesn't even have to be a patient count goal, although we know that patient volume drives everything. initially I was just thinking, write down a patient goal, volume per day that you want to hit in the next 90 days. Take whatever it is, add that number, boom, there you go. Now, what is that at the end of 2026? Okay. Now, let's set the carrot and the stick, right? What is the thing that if you hit this goal, you're going to celebrate either with your team or you're going to celebrate yourself?
Please celebrate.
Right. I will tell you this. When we hit $1 million in our agency, I went and got my pilot's license.
Yep.
Okay. That was my big carrot. That was a big goal. That may not be a big goal in the clinic space, but that is a massive goal in the agency space, right? That's your first really, really big milestone.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, great. What are you going to do if you miss your goal? Well, let me tell you what. Just look at the calendar real quick. You see, I don't have any hair, right? I've missed my goal so many times. It doesn't even grow back anymore because it was going to be shave my head, but it won't even grow back. I've missed so many goals. But let me tell you this, though, and this is important. Michael, you know this to be true.
Yeah.
The goal that I missed, I only just missed it, which means I was so much further along than if I had never set a goal in the first place.
Right.
And I think that's the big thing that people miss when they're setting their goals. Our goals should be attainable. They should follow the SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, right? So they should be a SMART goal, but also once you set that SMART goal, put the goal just out of reach. Because if you shoot past your attainable goal,
or shoot for the moon.
Yeah, there you go.
Artemis 2.
That's right. That's right. Hey, that's a good segue there.
Yeah.
So shoot for the moon, but you break through orbit.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe we didn't make it to the moon, but we broke out of orbit for the first time in 50 years or however long it's been.
Exactly.
It's 72, right? 1972. So
54 years.
All I'm saying is you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take anyway.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you might as well take some shots, and the shots ought to be downrange.
Yep. And it's, I think sometimes people are afraid to set goals, or I know some people are like, what's the point?
I think there's ego attached to it. I mean that sincerely because that would be personal for me. I don't want to set goals that I can't hit. I'm being real with you right now. I don't want to set goals that I can't hit because I want to be able to get to that goal, check it, and be like, look what I did.
Look at me.
Yeah, okay. Great. You're a big fish in a super tiny small pond.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Toilet bowl.
There you go. Yeah, because your small goals are going to get you flush. Right? There you go. Setting those huge goals, though. Huge isn't even the right term. The goals that are just out of reach, they're attainable, but it's going to take some work.
I would say setting impactful goals.
I like that better.
When if you hit this goal, it allows something to happen that couldn't happen before.
Right.
For us, when we hit our first million, yes, it allowed some things to happen. Right. One, a confidence boost, like everybody wants that. But two, it allowed us to say, okay, so we are doing something right. We're about to really screw up our systems to make it go further. But I think we have a somewhat of a formula to go with. And then we can keep going and add more people, make more impact. And, then with the time, deciding on our niche and all the stuff. So.
So Michael, where are we going from here on the mastermind? What is our destination? What are we thinking? What are we tossing around?
Yeah. So, I know that we're looking at right now a quarterly virtual masterminds, which is where we want to keep people engaged because as we've learned from our 7FA friends, they have three in-person masterminds a year. We're not there yet, but they also have these monthly virtual ones. Well, we're almost there, but we're going to do a quarterly virtual one where it's not just to the people that showed up in person, it's to our people that we invite, and allows us to have a virtual hot seat every quarter for 60 to 90 minutes and to help you hash out problems with other urgent cares.
Right.
And particularly mostly other owners of urgent cares.
Right.
Which is a big deal. So that's a phase. Other phase is Hannah is super excited to have this event again. So we are in process now of setting and scheduling our next in-person event for next year. And we did get feedback from everyone. And it sounds like the time of the year we chose was accurate. So dates are coming soon.
Yep.
Chances are it will be next spring is our guess. So, yeah.
I love it. Well, the goal had always been, because we've been thinking about this for at least a year, if not going on 2 years.
And feared it.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, I remember when Yesenia said, this is what it takes to make an event. And then you stood up, you convinced me I don't want to do this.
I said that in a room full of people. She goes, what is your takeaway? Well, granted, they threw the microphone to me. I didn't ask for it.
Nick will always talk.
I will always answer your question, and I will do my best to be polite but truthful.
In front of 200 people.
Okay, what is your takeaway? Well, you just told me what I'm not going to be doing, which is funny that you brought that up because I had a meeting with Yesenia and Josh today. Yesenia showed up to our coaching call because she wanted to know how it went.
Yeah, it's a big deal to her.
And she would be my coach for the mastermind, showing me how to run events and stuff like that.
Because she is a master at that.
And boy, does she care about y'all, and you don't even know her.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, there's people, listen, if you're a clinic out there, there's people in our world that care about you that don't even know you, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
So
it's a greater good.
Her question wasn't, how did you do? Her question was, hey, how did your clinics do?
Yeah.
How did they receive it? Did they get value out of it? Were they able to put it into action? Was their takeaway something that was going to be impactful to their business? Her, who is in the plumbing and HVAC space and the agency space, cared about how your clinics are operating. Mm-hmm. So I just, that's an abundance mindset that we're plugged into, and I just appreciate that so much.
I mean, it's real though, because as we've always said, leadership is a lonely place. There are many a times where you urgent care owners, operators, you're in a spot where you have no one to talk to, or you're afraid to talk to them because you're afraid of the feedback you might hear.
Right.
And we're trying to create a space where that's okay, where you can have those conversations and make better decisions, or just make more informed decisions based on what your peers are saying. And the best part is they're experiencing the same problems too.
Absolutely.
So it's just a huge thing that I'm curious as to why we're one of the only ones that have done this so far in the urgent care space. I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I'm glad it happened. I'm excited for the next one.
Right. It's going to be good. We'll let you know when the dates are coming up. I'm sure we'll have pre-registration from the standpoint of just put your name on the list to get notified of all the details, and we will drop that whenever it's ready. I don't want to put a promise on that or a date, but we will be doing this again in 2027. We'll let you know about upcoming mastermind events that we'll be hosting quarterly that you were talking about.
Yep.
We have to plan those out. If we're going to do something, we want to make sure it's of high value and delivered in an excellent way to you.
Yep. Especially if it's brand new to us, where we're trying to figure it out. So give us a little bit of mercy.
Right. That's right. That's right. And as always, shameless plug here. If you are struggling getting new patients through your door, give us a call. We want to help you with that. Patient Care Marketing Pros exist to help you get more patients, deliver better care, get repeat visits, scale your clinics. That is all cohesive with the Clinic Growth Mastermind, with Walk-ins Welcome the podcast, and with Patient Care Marketing Pros, the agency.
Yeah. Walk-ins Welcome wouldn't exist without it.
Correct. All of it is this synergistic.
Walk-ins Welcome would not exist without Yesenia and Josh.
That's a good point.
Because we were told in this mastermind, our 7FA mastermind, you should make a podcast because your niche needs you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll try. And then here we are.
Yeah. Yep. I wish I could tell you this was some professional brain trust, but it's not.
No.
All right, Michael, what else for this one?
I think I've enjoyed just having a nice conversation about what's happened.
Right.
We have things. We have the UCA coming up, the UCA Chicago event coming up, which is super exciting. We'll get to talk about that when we get back. And then we also get to talk to Dr. UCA president.
Sellers?
Sellers.
Dr. Sellers?
Yeah.
He's
to
great.
talk to him on the post.
Oh, the recap.
The recap.
Yeah, we did a lead up, and we'll get him on a recap.
And he'll be coming back as well. Summer is coming, so summer is going to be interesting. And we have a webinar coming up. It is our favorite subject, front desk training.
Yep.
So that's coming up too as well. Can't wait to talk to you guys about that. I have learned some new things while talking to lots of our urgent cares and some adjustments to be made. So if you remember our front desk training from a year ago, I got you a new version coming up now. So.
Love it. Awesome. Right. Well, hey, thank you for listening. Smash that subscribe button.
Please subscribe. We like seeing the increases in subscribers. And when we go to in-person events, we get to hear from you directly, which is super fun.
It is fun. But until then, we'll catch you next week. Go out there, keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing matters.
See you.
All right, we'll talk.